Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Sam, and today I'm going to do a 5 to 8 minute lower body cool down. Sometimes in some of the videos I don't do the full cool down, or sometimes I don't add one on at all. It's a little redundant. You don't really, as long as you know a cool down, you can pretty much do one on your own. So I'm gonna give you some ideas here, a whole series really, but you can take what you want from it and make it however you decide. All right, so a lot of times in my cool downs, I start in the same position, which is a child's pose. If you've ever taken yoga, you know this is an awesome pose for relaxation, opening up the hips. We're gonna bring our knees about mat width apart. If you don't have a mat, just take them out as wide as you can handle and press your hips back over your heels. You're gonna walk your hands out and just allow your chest to fall down towards the floor. You're gonna feel your hips open up here. You might feel a stretch depending on how tight you are, right? Through the low back or through the glutes. Depends, everybody's a little different here. Some people, it's okay if you can't get your hips all the way down, right? Try to do the best you can. It'll come with time. So you're gonna just hold this here, and we're gonna take about 4 big breaths here. In your nose, out your mouth. Allowing your heart rate to drop. I just did a very lower and body intensive workout, so this works great for me at the moment. We're gonna shift our body up. We're gonna tuck our toes. We're gonna find down dog position here. I use lots of yoga positions for my cool downs. There's a reason yoga is so good for your flexibility, right? Because it does a lot of great stretching and relaxation for the body. So press those hips up towards the ceiling. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Try to drive the heels to the ground if you can get them there, and press that head through your arms. Now, if you did a really hard workout, your heart rate might still be high. You might want to keep it up first. But if you can, my heart rate's already dropped, so I'm going to push my head through. I'm going to lift your right leg up. Hold it there for a few seconds and then switch here. We're just starting to feel the stretch in the hamstring on the other leg here. As we lift, it's going to get deeper. See if you can lift it a little bit higher. And then on this one here, let's open it up all the way and then allow that leg to just kind of flop over. And press that knee up towards the ceiling. You're going to feel a deeper stretch, opening up the hip of the leg that's lifted. Make it switch here. I am pregnant. This is an awesome stretch for pregnancy. This is definitely safe. There's lots of workouts that I don't always recommend if I don't know who you are, if you're pregnant. But this is definitely something you could do pregnant. Release. Bring your right leg up and then through. Normally I even like to take my shoes off. I probably should have done that. Something more relaxing about having your shoes off, you know. Press those hips up. Even when I teach classes, sometimes I even take my shoes off for a cool down. Press into that hip here. You don't have to press all the way forward, right? You just have to kind of tuck your booty a little bit and press forward, and you're gonna feel that deeper stretch. And then we're gonna shift our hips back, flex that foot now. This might feel like a stretch to you. You can stay, or you can drop those hands toward the floor. And then if you want more, you go on that half split, and you'll come all the way down. Booty to the heel, toe to the ceiling. Some of you who are super flexible, I don't consider myself super flexible anymore. I'm flexible, but you might want to bring your body down. Now my belly's also in the way. That you can bring your body all the way down, even maybe to your knee. Some of you might be able to get there. Something's uncomfortable, that's okay, but if something feels painful, right? When you feel pain, that's where you want to stop in the stretch. So once again, tuck those hips, right? This position isn't going to do as much, all right? It will open things up, but it's gonna be more beneficial for this hip flexor here if you just tuck and press and then lean forward. So there's still a lean forward, but you wanna tuck your booty down here. Tuck your tailbone, that's a good way of putting it, right? Press into this hip flexor deep. And as long as you keep that tuck, you can press a little forward. And then shift those hips back, right? Pop that toe to the ceiling. Option to just stay here and lean forward, or come all the way down and lean forward. You're always gonna have probably one side that's a little more flexible than the other two. That's quite all right. So I'm just gonna face you for this next one. We're gonna bring those knees back together, and then bring your right leg out. Toe faces the front. Okay, so it faces the front. Try to get your heel and your big toe as much on the floor. If you can get your pinky toe on the floor, that's even better, right? And try to sink down as far into this as you can. You might be up here, and that's okay if you are, right? It's okay. So you can see it more too, right? If I take my shoes off. So it's okay if your hip's not all the way down. Feeling this deep adductor stretch here. Inner thigh, groin. This is a great stretch if you're pregnant. Great stretch in general, but. And then if you want, you can also just rock a little bit forward and back, slowly, and then switch sides. Bring the other foot out. Holding these about 30 seconds, right? Put that foot on the floor. Press those hips back. Might feel even a little better to move through one side a little bit. This side feels a little better if I'm moving, so it's like really tight. Like I said, one side's probably gonna be tighter than the other for different muscle groups too. And then come on down, sit on your hiney here. We're gonna bring your right leg across the body. Feeling this glute stretched here too. We're gonna hug the left arm around the right leg and give yourself a little twist. I have like zero spinal flexion or rotation, flexibility, as I have severe scoliosis. But hopefully you can turn more than me in this position. If you can't, that's fine with me, right? But probably can turn a little bit more. So turn as much as you can. I have a lot of imbalances in my spine, so certain movements I do can really see it. And this is one of them. Should be feeling this glute too, and this hip open. And then we're just gonna keep that same leg there for a second and allow the hip to open up. And you're gonna feel the hip open. This, ideally, if we can get this knee down as far to the floor as possible, that's awesome. Most people can't though. So it's usually people with super good flexibility, dancers. Back in my day, I could. Not as much anymore. Once in a while, when I'm not pregnant, and I've been taking yoga on a regular basis, it gets down there again. Switch. So notice this leg's tucked in, right? Left leg's coming, right arm. I have a little more flexibility and rotation through the side. You want to stay up tall here, shoulders away from the ears. You put on your own cool down music. I still have some upbeat music on. Bring that leg, fall it over to the side. Now this side's a little bit looser for me today. In this position. Normally it's the opposite. Normally the other leg's a little bit looser. Pregnancy does weird things to you. You should just feel this. You don't even have to do much. If you don't feel this, you can bring your body forward. I
feel it a lot when I'm bringing my body forward, right? If you're really flexible, you can walk your hands all the way out. Ooh. That's like the borderline uncomfortable pain for me at the moment, so. And then let's bring our feet together. Find a butterfly stretch here. Find that position right where you can drive those elbows into the thighs. Press down, open up those hips. Bring that head forward. You're gonna feel that stretch through the back here in the inner thighs if your inner thighs are really tight. I don't really have very tight adductors most of the time. It's usually my hips that get the tightest. But for some of you, this might be what's really stretching right now. And bring those feet together. And you're just gonna roll onto those toes, forward and back, rolling through the instep of the feet here. Bringing the knees down towards the floor, pressing it back. Feeling the calves a little bit if they're really tight. And then hips up towards the ceiling. Bend those knees, roll that body up one at a time. We're gonna take a little quad stretch here, and we're gonna be on our way to being done. Squeeze your booty together, drive this knee down towards the floor, feel in the front of the leg, right quad. Also might even feel your hip flexor in this position. Might go up into there. Switch sides. You might need to hold on to something for balance if your balance isn't here yet. Squeeze your booty. And release it. Take one big cleansing breath here all the way to the top. Exhale down. And that is all I have for you. Questions, comment, feedback on this video or anything else, please let me know. And I'd love to answer questions and give you more of what you want.